Coming all the way from Canada. He done traveling all the world to bring to you right here this rap. Live from T-Dot, from the 416. You know how we do, up north. You know how we do up north.
Up late, all night, working in the studio. Writing rhymes, making dimes, working on my flow. Every time I get up on stage...
Alright, welcome back to the Evening Queue. I'm Miles Wolfe, your host. Hey, how about that? Oh, no cheering today, hey? Well, that's a shame. Yeah, so basically this is something that you guys don't really see that often, but yeah, I'm actually in my car. This is where I record the podcast, if there's anyone who's ever listened to me anyway. So if you haven't, I guess what they all say is like and subscribe, I guess, on whatever platform you're watching this. So like and subscribe, I guess. Yeah, I'm just starting out, so all my stuff is kind of crap, but for now. But hey, I'm getting better, you know. I want to get better. Yeah, so this is an episode that is a little different than what I've been doing so far on this show. Basically, you know, what I try and do is, the premise of the show, how I first envisioned it, was that I would be, you know, kind of almost simulating like a late night talk show, you know, kind of like the Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel, or, you know, whatever other white guy there is out there that's doing a show, you know, something like that, right? But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying out different episode formats now, right? And you know, basically what I was trying to do, you know, at first was, you know, do a monologue section. So I had monologue jokes. Then I would, you know, maybe do an interview segment with a celebrity, right? And for those of you who haven't figured it out already, but then again, no one's watching anyway, no one's listening anyway. But if there is that one person out there that has been listening to me or watching me now, those interviews are simulated, right? So it's actually me doing the voice. So like, you know, I had Donald Trump. What was it? The second episode, I think, you know, so I'm like, wrong, I live in Florida. You know, I don't know, stuff like that, right? But, you know, and then my next one was Obama, you know, I'm very happy to be here. Gosh, the Obama one takes a lot out of my voice. It takes a little bit of preparation, so, but, yeah, so that's basically what I do. So monologue, then interview, and then a closing joke, which is the stand-up at the end, the last, you know, 8 to 10 minutes of the show. And that's actually me. You know, those are actually my own kind of stand-up material that I envision doing, you know, eventually. Because I want to try getting into stand-up, you know. I think it would be kind of cool to do. So, but then again, you know, COVID bucks up everything anyway, so, you know, but yeah, this is my recording space, and it's actually in my car, like I said before. So all, you know, the last few episodes that I've posted, you know, that has been in this space, right? And I have a little microphone here. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, so that's how I'm trying to get a little better audio, but it works nice, you know, all the carpet and everything. You know, a nice recording space. It's very soundproof almost, you know, and I'm in an alleyway here because that's where I get the least amount of, you know, road noise. You know, but hey, you know, it's okay recording in the car. You know, I think it's a little different, right? And that's why I wanted to film this, so that you can see, you know, where I'm actually recording. And you don't need a space to record a podcast, right? You don't need a recording space with the big fancy mics and stuff. All you need is a little lav mic here on your jacket, a few cameras set up here, you know, just to get a few different angles, and then you edit all that crap later, and then boom, you got a podcast. Anyone can do it, right? Any average Joe. So yeah, so actually, like, what I'm recording on, I have no idea how this is going to turn out. So well, I'll figure it out once I'm in post production. But yeah, I got a GoPro, which is this guy right here in front of me, GoPro Hero 7 Black. That's doing the main shot. And I got a little budget action camera right there, off on the passenger side here. So, what is that? An Apeman A79, I think it is. Yeah, Apeman A79. Pretty cheap compared to the GoPro, because the GoPros are freaking expensive, man. And then I got my little iPhone camera over here, to record me from the back, to come up from behind. Yeah, I don't know if there's a joke in there, but, yeah, so that's my setup right now. And, yeah, I mean, well, so anyway, I don't know, like, I guess I kind of wanted to share with you on this this episode. I actually don't know what I'm going to call this now. Solo series or something. Ooh, I almost just spoiled a secret there. Miles Talks. I don't know. I don't know. It's I have to come up with a name. By the time this airs, maybe I'll have come up with a different name for this segment. But yeah. So basically what I want to do is just for this first episode of this solo series, I'm going to explain kind of what a few things, what inspired me to start this podcast, my initial vision for it and everything. So what inspired me to do this podcast was, COVID-19 was the first one. Because, like everyone, I think we were all kind of, trying to figure out something to do with our time, because we had a lot of time on our hands now. COVID really put the world into perspective, and I think people kind of were realizing, okay, well, maybe this is a time to actually explore other avenues in life, professionally, personally, whatever, right? Maybe I got to evaluate myself, and I was evaluating, my life, because I'm actually an engineer, a mechanical engineer. I know, right? My voice and everything, my looks and everything. Of course he's an engineer. Look, hasn't shaven in a while, He's probably up in some back room doing 3D modeling and stuff, which is exactly what I'm doing. But yeah, COVID. And then I always wanted to do this because, fun fact, I actually did this with my buddy of mine in university, who will be on the show in later episodes. And we actually pitched this thing as a radio show to the university radio station, whatever it was called at the time. And they rejected us, of course, because, I'm black, he's Filipino. It was a racist thing, right? And, but yeah, I don't know. I guess they couldn't handle the difference, the differentiation in the shows, They couldn't handle something that was unique and out there, But basically, I took this and I kind of made it my own now, several years later. So now, I'm kind of doing what I want to do with this now. But, also, I have to say, there are, now we live in this world where there's a lot of podcasts out there and a lot of successful podcasters out there. And, they inspired me too, right? Guys like, obviously everyone knows Joe Rogan, Jake and Amir from the Headgum Experience. What's their main show? If I Were You, that's what it was called. I think that was the first podcast I actually listened to, because my buddy in university showed me, and I really enjoyed it, right? And obviously, and then there's these other sports podcasters, right? And they just talk about sports, and they can make money off of that. I mean, why can't I do that too? Now, I'm not saying that I want to get monetized. I mean, that would be great, actually, but I feel like that would kind of be the wrong reasons, the wrong inspiration to start a podcast, I think. I think you got to start small, and then if you do get to that fortunate point where, you do get popular enough that, ads want to be run on your episodes, then that would be great, right? But it's not like something I'm focusing on right now. But it is, I can't not deny Yeah, that's the right one. Yeah, I can't not deny that it's one of my goals, let's say, in the future, right? But right now, I'm more focused on just putting out good content, right? And I hope that this is, good enough content for people. I hope some people will eventually like this or something, right? But again, this is, I just started doing this a couple months ago, so I can't really expect too much for right now. And of course, like always, inspiration comes from The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, Bachelor Nation, and all their podcasters. I was thinking, I should go on The Bachelor, right? I just got to shave, lose 20 pounds, get some abs and stuff, and then I'll be good to go. Pretend to find love, only to start a podcast later when I'm off the show, because that was the whole goal in the first place. Because it seems like that's what all they do now, right? You go on The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, then you get popular enough, you become a character, create a scene, and then boom, all of a sudden you get a podcast later, right? Look at Nick Viles. He's doing great with his podcast, and Rachel, Lindsay, Becca, Kufrin, I think her name is, right? They got successful podcasts as well. So I cannot deny that they were. Wait, I can't not deny that they weren't inspirations for me. Nah, I don't know. My English isn't too good. I no speak the English. Yeah. But, I don't know. It's a new experience for me. And, doing impressions as well of the celebrity guests for the interviews. That's also something new for me, because I had never done impressions before in my life, before doing this podcast idea that I have now. And, I didn't really know how it would work out, and I didn't really know who I could do impressions of. And I know they're not that good, but they're not really supposed to be. But, I do my best, right? It's all experience for me, right? If this fails, it's experience. Okay, now I have some more confidence, coming out of this, that I could carry on to the next thing that I do, adventure or whatever, and I can hopefully be better at that, right? I'm sorry. I just hold on one second. Hold on. I have to, what I do, if anyone has been listening to my episodes, what I do is I have a beer with my guest, in quotations. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is this will be by myself today. So here it is. I cannot show the brand because that would be, I'm not getting paid for it. So, but yeah, for those of you watching this video, this is a de-alkalized beer because I do not support drinking and driving. For those of you listening to this on the podcast, hold on. Come on. There we go. Cheers. For those of you listening to this, though, this is a full 5% beer. But for those of you watching, de-alkalized, right? Because what do they say? You don't drink and drive. You drink, then drive. Right? Exactly. Because who would be drinking a beer while they're driving? That doesn't make sense. You need two hands on the wheel, right? 10 and 2 or 9 and 3, whatever they teach you at the DMV nowadays, So yeah, it just wouldn't make logical sense, right? So anyway. Okay. But I forgot what I was even doing. Oh, yeah. About the podcast and the impressions and everything, But then, doing these impressions kind of got me thinking, maybe I should try different episode formats. And, this was one of them, right? Just me talking, rambling on nonstop, ramble on. Good song. But yeah, me rambling on and, just talking about a certain subject. And today, obviously, it's about me and my podcast and what I wanted to do with it, and what I'm going to talk about now is like how my vision kind of changed for it, right? Because I thought to myself, there is kind of a finite limit. There will be a finite limit, at least in the future, of how how many impressions I can do and how long I can keep that going before I repeat and, start doing the same people again, but I think that'll be a while in the future, at least. So, hold on. There's a truck coming. Alright, this guy's fucking me up here, man. The fucking truck, man. I hope you guys don't hear that on the mic. But that's the disadvantage of filming in a car, right? You get this kind of crap happening. So, but yeah, let me just try and get back to where I was. Okay. My initial visions, though, for the podcast, again, yeah, monologue, interview, stand-up comedy format, right? But now, this is what I'm trying to do, a different episode format, and eventually what I hope is to have guests on the show, right? So, I have to start with my buddy, who is, I think he has a lot to say. He's a very good personality, and a couple other people that I have in mind as well, but that'll kind of be later in the process. And those kind of constitute my future goals for this podcast, right? Is having actual real people on the show, real interviews, instead of me doing everything, right? Because, I don't know, but. And then, afterwards, these kind of manufactured episodes with my monologue and my impression and then my stand-up would, kind of be a once in a while kind of episode, right? Once a month, maybe 2 times a month. I don't know, maybe even less. Who knows? But definitely not every episode, right? Because I think that would get a little, I don't know, maybe people would get a little tired of that, so I think it's just nice to do it just once in a while. That's my thing. But hey, let me know if there's anyone watching this. Let me know in the comments what you think of those manufactured episodes. But first, go listen to them. Go watch them. I want to see that people have actually listened to the whole thing, But, so I don't know. Like I said, this is my first time filming this, and I guess what I want to do is, utilize YouTube and have video episodes, right? I think that would be nice because people could actually see you. I think people really respond much better to visual media nowadays, right? Instead of just audio, for instance, right? Sorry, just taking a drink of my de-alkalized beer. For those of you listening to this, I was just looking at the cameras, so I took a little pause. But, So with interviews with real people, video episodes, and video episodes because people respond to them better, and for this solo series, as well as video episodes for just the interviews that I have with people and with real people. And, I have a few ideas how I want to conduct those. But then again, I've never done that either before. I've never interviewed anyone. I've never done that. Just like this, my first video. Never done this before. So this is probably crap to a lot of people. Just one second. There's a frickin' car now. Come on. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Wasting so much battery. Yeah, see, you can drive. Fuck you, man. Okay. Woo! Anyway, the garage door just opened behind me, so that was why there was a lot of noise. But anyway, I'm going to try and wrap this up soon, though. Because I want to get out of this alleyway with all these cars bothering me, man. So basically what I was saying was, I'm trying this new thing with videos. And, my idea, though, for the show is I do want this to be a little controversial, right? Because that's how you get people talking about it. I want it to be controversial and edgy and pot stirring, but not without being offensive though. If that makes sense, I want it to kind of be, I just want people to want it to be out there, kind of, right? Get people talking about it, and I'm okay with being like that, right? I'll take the heat if it comes, right? But that's kind of how I also write my jokes as well, edgy, controversial, but not offensive, right? Like I'm not gonna drop the N-word or anything in anything, right? I mean that's kind of off limits, even though I'm half black, but sure don't look like it, aside from my hair, right? But yeah, so basically what I hope to gain and achieve is, I hope, people subscribe, because that would kind of be like validation in a sense, that people actually like what I'm producing, my content. However, if that doesn't happen, as long as I get, a few people, if I can just make a difference in someone's day, because I want this to be, something that's kind of, 20 to 30 minute episodes, right? Where you can just watch or listen, on your way to work or on your way home from work. It's like an episode of sitcom TV, right? It doesn't have to be so how do you say, time consuming like some of these other podcasts that are, 2 hours long. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But, I don't know. It's just not my style, I guess, right? And, yeah, so, listeners and views from YouTube would also be nice. If people could watch this, I mean, I don't know, watch this, then go listen to the podcast, and you'll see what all this means, what I'm talking about. You'll kind of connect the dots. But also, exposure to the public, right? Because, getting exposure, I hope that I can get kind of more exposure and more confidence performing in public and everything, because that's kind of what I want to do with stand-up later on, right? But also, I guess the main thing that I think this will do for me is also, building my confidence, right? Because I don't really have a lot of confidence in myself, even though I try and portray a character over the radio waves here that, that's really all out there, cocky and, funny and everything. But, I'm not super confident. I'm pretty shy, in life, from a range of things, to girls, to, I don't know, showing my dick to them, obviously. I mean, I don't know. I'm coming up with stuff on the spot. But, asking for things from people, I didn't really like the attention so much anymore. I just find it awkward. But then, now I'm kind of trying to get out of that and kind of get it back, And I guess lastly, honestly, it's just making people laugh. I mean, that's really what I'm here to do. I mean, even though this episode wasn't really that funny, but that's kind of my goal, is to just make people laugh. That's what I want, because I like laughing. Everyone loves laughing. And hopefully this has made you do that. Hopefully I will continue to make that happen for you. So anyway, that's all I have today. Like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time on the Evening Q.
Coming
Ciao.
all the way from Canada. Keep on traveling all the world. To bring to you right here, this rap. Live from T-Dot. From the 416. You know how we do. Up north. You know how we do up north.
Up late, all night, working in the studio. Writing rhymes, making dimes, working on my flow. Every time I get up on stage, man, all the ladies know that I came to perform in front of right lights.